everyone because
And also, yes, there's some type of case of
Hi folks, I'm Goldinia Mayarusara and here I want to share my experience that hopefully might be helpful to you. That is, how to deal with anxiety and depression. Have you ever felt anxious or sad throughout your lifetime? Well, the answer might be yes. Anxious and sad is the normal human reaction to stressful situation or when they are under pressure. And then you may ask, what makes people who have anxiety and depression different from normal people who feel anxious and sad? Well, the feelings of anxiousness and sadness for people who suffers from these conditions impairs their daily activities. For example, if normal people feel sad or feel anxious, they can still go on through the day. They can still do whatever they do in their daily life. But with people who suffers from anxiety and depression, the manifestation of the low mood is quite severe. It stays for a long time, first of all, and it will affect our physical state aside from our emotional state. And then as the result, it makes us feel easily tired, and then we can do the activities that we usually do or we can simply do. For example, sleeping. If we suffer from this condition, we can sleep well or we can't eat well because we feel tired and we feel our mood is low. And then anxiety and depression is not the same condition, but it is not uncommon for people to suffer from both. I myself suffers from both of this condition, and I have a lot of people. I know a lot of people who suffers from both conditions like me. This is the manifestation of the feelings of people who suffers from anxiety and depression, as told by Chris C., who paints this picture. Depression and anxiety is like being in the middle of the ocean with only your nose floating above the water. And with the 50-pound dogs named anxiety sitting on your chest, and with the giant hand right here named depression pulling you under when all you want to do is to breathe. This is quite the best interpretation of what does the people who suffers from both this condition feels like. If I can explain. And then methods. There are a lot of methods to cope with anxiety and depression. First of all, you can see the psychiatrist and you can talk about all your problems, all of your feelings to the psychiatrist, and they might help you to find solution with those kind of problems or those kind of feelings. And they will prescribe medicine that will help you to deal with when you undergo the conditions or when you suffer from anxiety and depression. And then the second method that is quite popular within the community is meditation. You can do it by yourself if you don't want to see the psychiatrist or you don't want to talk about your problem. You can do it by yourself at your home, and you can focus at anything but your problems or but your feelings. You can focus at nature, you can focus at the world, for example. You can focus on yourself. You can ground yourself to stay present. As for me, I don't find these methods useful because first of all I don't go to see the psychiatrist because it's expensive, and second of all I tried meditation but it doesn't work. Why? Because the more I silence my thoughts, the more I try not to think about the negative thoughts or the awful feelings that I have, the louder it becomes. The when I try to not to think like not to feel sad, not to be anxious about those kind of nonsense things, but instead the thoughts will grow louder and I can get better, but it only worsen my conditions. And then how do I do to deal with these kinds of feelings? And what if suddenly at any random time these feelings comes and I have to deal with it? You might ask. Well, if suddenly you're in public places, you're in the library, you're in the middle of the classroom, you're in the busway where there is a lot of people and you suddenly the feelings come, suddenly you have an episode of anxiety and depression. What do I do? What have I got to do to deal with this? Well, the answer is simple. You may take a deep breath. You may take a deep breath until you've calmed, until you feel relaxed, until until you stay present, until you can say that you're okay. Okay, I'm here. I'm in. For example, you hyperventilate in the classroom, and you can convince yourself that okay, I'm in the class, I'm with my friends, and nothing that no nothing of my thoughts is happening. That it is just a nonsense thoughts. It is just irrelevant thoughts, and I'm here. And I have to stay present, and you will. And I don't know. For me, it helps me to stay present. It helps me to focus on the present, to focus on yourself, and that is the most important things because anxiety and depression pulls you like anxiety pulls you into the future, into the unnecessary worries of the future, and depression pulls you into the past to remind you of the guilt of the past and to remind you about the sad memories of the past. But if you take a deep breath, just take a deep breath, you can ground yourself and you can stay present, and that is the most important thing. And for people out there who wants to help if their loved ones or people around them suffers from the conditions like I do, well, I might have some tips for you. This is actually what me and my friends been doing for the last couple of months. If I have the episodes and I go to her to ask for help, and this is what she's doing. First of all, ask if I'm okay. You can ask the people around you, or ask your brother, or ask your friends if they're okay. It might be a simple gesture, it might be nothing for you, but it might means a lot to them. You will never know. It shows people that it shows them that you care enough to ask them and to show them that there is someone out there who cares about them. And if they choose to lie, if they like, there are people who choose to lie that they're okay when they're actually not okay, but you still want to help them, please don't push them to what is it, to answer if they're okay, not okay, or to push them to tell about their problems, blah 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 blah. You have to respect the decision that they said they're okay, and then okay, you give them the space they're needed, but still, if you still want to help, you can still be there in case they're asking for help. And then the second tips is to be honest. There are times when my friend herself doesn't is not really in a good headspace or in a good condition, like tired from other activities or tired from the other like things that she got to do out there, but I suddenly come to her to ask for help or to ask for advice, but she's not in a good headspace, and then I tell her that to always be honest, that okay, you you can tell them that you're not in a good headspace and you're not in a good condition to help right now, but if they needed someone to be there, you're always gonna be there, but you can help, and I'm sure they will understand what your condition. As for myself, I understand, and then I just okay, give us space, and then once both of us have a good headspace, we can talk about it, and then we can resolve the matters. And then the least but not last, convince them that they always got your back, that you're always gonna be there. Like I said before, that even if they seems like they don't want your help or they push you away, still convince them that you're always gonna be there in case they needed help, in case they needed someone to rely to. And in short, if you want to help someone who suffers from depression and anxiety, you just got to be there, but don't hover. And that's it from me. Thank you so much. Good day.